and more so that it was just like I ran for myself.
Yeah.
Like it just started to be like everything I trained for and ran, it was like no longer because like someone told me I had to.
Hi, I'm Gracie. I'm from Arkansas. I'm 25. I ran at school at University of Central Arkansas, University of Arkansas, and finished off at Adams State University. And I ran the 1500 in the steeplechase.
Gracie is addicted to caffeine, so we are here at the coffee shop? This the Old Oak Coffee House in Niwot, right near the track. Gracie's addicted to caffeine, as am I, so we're gonna grab a coffee. We both have our dogs today. Spud and Six are guest starring, so we're gonna grab some coffee, do a little walk, and we're gonna get to hear more about Gracie's journey with sport.
Aquaphor. This is my most handy thing. You know how many people ask me for this every practice? I'm the Aquaphor supplier.
Got to keep on moving. Every time.
We're here with Gracie Hyde, is our newest add to the team. And I wanted to have her chat with you guys while my dog pulls me down the street about her collegiate experience and a little bit of an intimate deep dive into your history with eating disorder and how you dealt with that in college and kind of where you're at now. It's a big story.
Yeah.
It's like a long story, but I think it's a really powerful one, and one that a lot of people would really, and get a lot of value out of. And it's a topic that we still don't talk enough about and like openly enough about. So I really appreciate you being like transparent with us, and I think it could, just like make a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, I think that like a lot of people deal with it and like know it's a problem in the sport, and like that it is like not that uncommon.
Yeah.
But even when I went through it, I had this like big stigma around it of like not wanting anyone to know, and like even when I got help, I didn't want people to know. I didn't want my team to know.
Or your coach.
Didn't want my coach to know. I never even told my head coach until
parents.
Like, I left. I told my parents like the week before I got sent to rehab. I definitely had like the stigma with it, even though I knew I wasn't alone. Like you hear so many people go through it, and I guess I just was ashamed to be part of one of those people. And even though you shouldn't be, it's just you like need your support. But I didn't at the time didn't want them to like be burdened by it or feel disappointed. But
Do you know where, like, what was the first time you feel like it, like, what, can you pinpoint a time where it kind of started, or is that too hard to like nail down?
I feel like it's hard to like pinpoint the time it started. I was from like pretty early. I was pretty like conscientious of like food and stuff, like before I even started running.
Okay.
Being like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, I like had this like idea of like I wanted to eat healthy. But I think it was like probably freshman year of college, I kind of like downloaded one of those like food logging apps. And I was
like
logging.
MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, it was MyFitnessPal.
Yep. Okay.
And I was like logging all my food and like really just like keeping track of like how many calories I ate a day. I still ate cake with my friends and pizza on Fridays.
But you were tracking it.
But like I tracked all my food and like wanted to have like only eat so many calories a day.
Yeah.
And then over time, I think that just kind of grew, and I was like pretty like restrictive on eating. Like there were certain foods that I just cut out altogether. Like you would never catch me drinking milk. Like
really?
Only like almond milk. Almond milk only in my coffee.
Okay.
I don't know why milk, but that was something that I chose. It was like not allowed. When I came to Arkansas, we had like a lot of like conversations, about eating healthy and like being healthy and
Is this your high school team or college team?
This is at Arkansas.
Okay.
Being healthy, eating the right way. Like there was quite a few times where I think like comments were made at me about needing to like lose weight or be a little thinner. Or, honestly, like a lot of times I was told I needed to be less strong.
Oh.
Like I was too muscular. I was told that many times. I think it's like genetically, like naturally I can put on muscle quickly.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And that's
but that
just,
was
like,
not seen as a positive.
the same as like some distance runners are just like
naturally leaner
and stuff. And it was just like I was pretty strong. I could lift a lot and everything, and that was definitely viewed as a negative thing. And I remember like getting kicked out of the weight room for like months at times.
Wow.
Yeah, like I wasn't allowed to lift because I was getting too strong. But
not allowed to lift is wild.
Yeah, so it's just things like that that kind of really drew me even more conscious to my weight, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think I said that word right. I got injured.
Yep.
And my
was that your
coach,
first major injury?
Yeah, my coach at the time attributed my injury to my weight. Just thought that was the injury you got when your body couldn't handle the amount of weight you were carrying when you were running.
And what was the injury?
Plantar fasciitis. So at that time I got PRP in both of my feet because I couldn't barely walk.
Yeah.
So I got PRP in both feet. Came back from the PRP, wanted to like get fit quick for like outdoor.
Classic.
And,
yeah, you like gotta catch up.
Yeah, and ended up getting double stress fractures in my tibias.
Wow.
Again, a little bit got attributed to my weight, just not my body not being able to handle the mileage at the weight I was at and stuff. But now I'm not running, and I'm just cross training my ass off. But obviously you like gain a little bit of weight or like lose a little bit of leanness, I would say, not even gain weight, which is fine. But coming back from that fall for cross country, really I think that fall / like summer going into fall was when I was like, I need to lose weight. I don't want to get injured again. I want to run fast. I have cross country. Like, I need to lose weight. And so then my like super strict restrictions and stuff, I started to restrict more. That's how it started initially, with like, I put hard limits on myself calorie wise. I wanted to lose this amount of weight by this time.
Did you guys have like a nutritionist that?
Yeah, we did. I worked with her every week.
You did?
Yeah.
Was she kind of like discouraging any of this, or was it like?
She knew that the goal was for me to lose weight.
Okay. That was your goal, or like the coach's goal?
I think it was everyone's goal.
Okay. Okay.
I would never say like, oh, like this person caused my problem. I caused my problem.
Okay.
Some people like helped me.
Yeah.
Some people like told me I was in the right.
Yeah.
But I think in the end everyone meant well.
Okay.
And just didn't know what I was doing. But I definitely like tried to lose weight quick, and I was just restricting super hard. And sometimes when you restrict super hard for like a week straight, you do a hard workout and then like you're just starving. And like the way that your body craves things is kind of insane. Because I could go from eating like 1,800 calories a day for like a week straight to like this random Monday where I ate everything in fucking sight.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would have eaten a stick of butter if it was placed in front of me. Like, I could eat a whole jar of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like, you would crave the weirdest things. Like, I could eat a whole jar of peanut butter, like, a pack of whatever, like a shredded cheese bag. Like, it didn't matter. Like, my body just wanted food.
Calories, yeah.
And then I started the bad cycle where I was eating so much on these days of like restriction that I then would, Bud, what the hell?
They're both insane.
That then I would like make myself throw up.
Okay.
Because it was like, oh, I just ate an entire pizza.
Yeah. And then you'd feel like guilty about it?
Yeah. So then I would make myself throw up. And so that's how the cycle of like bulimia kind of started.
Okay.
And just from there, we did hit the low point, asked for help, went to therapy, went to inpatient, and eventually just decided running wasn't for me.
Yeah. Then you were like, okay, I got to step away from this completely.
Yeah. I think I thought that when I stepped away completely, like all my problems would get better. And they did, but it wasn't like the running that was like causing all of my problems. It was just like my situation and where I was and how I was thinking and the competitive like atmosphere that I was in. So I think I left running and the culture that I was in and thought that not running fixed my problems, but the culture that I was in, leaving that fixed my problems.
Okay, so then you find yourself in Alamosa, chasing a boy, right?
Chasing a boy.
and then you start working at a gym.
Yeah,
if I remember the story correctly.
I wasn't doing anything when I left inpatient. I had withdrawn from classes and medically retired from my team and really had no idea what the hell I was doing with my life.
Yeah.
And I chased a boy who got a job in Alamosa. And like,
you ended up exactly where you needed to be though, which is the great part.
I got a job as a personal trainer and a yoga instructor at an Anytime Fitness.
Yeah.
And was just living my little life in population 10,000 people.
Yeah. And then you started running again.
Yeah. I don't think I ever had the spotlight on me at Arkansas. Like, I was never this like standout collegiate by any means.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran good sometimes and like people would be like, oh, she kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Especially when I first transferred into Arkansas. But I do think like just kind of, I think we've talked about it, is like when I came to Alamosa, I just like drove like over this mountain pass and landed in the middle of nowhere, this valley that I just kind of like hid away in.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what I think I needed.
Yeah.
Because no one knew me.
Yeah.
Like no one
like
knew my story. Yeah. No one had any real expectations for me. And it just allowed me to find like my love of running with no pressure.
Yeah.
And really just run for myself for the first time.
And then when you did start running better, like you were killing it and setting records at Adams State, how did you handle, there ended up being more pressure eventually, right? Like, was that hard to?
It did at some points, like, kind of hit me. Every time I ran fast for the first 4 months, I was shocked. Like, every picture you see of me on a finish line is just, like, pure shock. Like, every time I see a clock, I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I do remember the one time that I, like, felt the pressure. Between indoors and outdoors, I was about to open up my first steeple. And I remember having this conversation with my friend of me being, like, really nervous to go to outdoors.
Yeah.
And, like, do a steeple because I was like, oh, like, what if indoor was a fluke?
Yeah.
What if,
totally.
like, that was, like, my good season, and, like, now we, like, took a couple days off, and I'm gonna, like, start outdoor, and
what if it's not the same?
I'm never gonna live up to the expectation.
Yeah.
And then when we went to Bryan Clay, and I ran 9:28. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Wiped that out.
It's not a fluke. I guess I can run now.
Yeah.
But it was, people always, like, wanted to know, like, what happened? Like, what was the difference? Like, how did you drop so much time and, like, so quickly?
Yeah,
like,
I want to know that
what's
too.
the training? Like, what happened here? And it was like, I genuinely don't know if there was, like, one thing. And more so that it was just, like, I ran for myself.
Yeah.
Like, it just started to be, like, everything I trained for and ran, it was, like, no longer because, like, someone told me I had to. It wasn't like I should, like, did a workout because I had to. It was like, I wanted to get better. And, like, whatever time I ran, it wasn't to break a record or to, like, make a coach proud or to do anything. It was just, I train really hard so that I can do this because I like this.
Yeah. And
it took me a long time to realize, like, hey, I like this.
Yeah. It's so important, and that's the only way, I think, to, like, have a long career. Like,
yeah.
I think you can do it for, like, the wrong reasons
for
early on for, like, a little bit of time, but yeah, it just doesn't last. Like, you can't make that a sustainable thing.
Yeah.
You would never, like you said earlier, you never would have gone pro if you hadn't figured that out.
No, definitely not. I mean, that wasn't really, like, a possibility for me at any point in my life until that one semester at Adams.
Yeah. And now you're running for Puma.
Yeah.
You have an individual contract with them that allows you to be coached by whoever you choose.
Yeah.
Which was important for you, right?
After the super important for
journey
me.
that you had been on.
That was definitely, like, the most important thing for me going pro was, like, the idea of picking, like, a coach in a program or whatever system I was going to be in. I wanted it to be, like, that's what I chose.
Yeah.
And that I always had the freedom of doing something else. It's like,
or making a move if you needed to.
Yeah, it's like I went to 3 colleges, so the idea of like someone telling me you have to be in this place with this coach and this team
for this many years,
or like you're unemployed, just did not appeal to me.
Yeah, seemed probably risky.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to highlight was like when you turned pro, you were like, okay, I turned pro and I moved to Flagstaff. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Like but then that didn't end up being the right thing for you. So then your first year, you were just like learning about what you needed out of pro life.
Yeah.
And then to like wrap it up, how did you find yourself in Boulder or in back in Alamosa and in Boulder with us?
Yeah. So when I moved to Adams, I lived in Arkansas my whole life. I was lucky, like I moved to Alamosa and it immediately felt like home. And when I went pro, I signed my individual contract and
moved to Flagstaff.
I just, it was like everyone lives in Flag. That's kind of what you hear. Like all the pros live in Flag, and thought I was going to go to Flag. Like I'd never been, obviously. And really just had it glamorized in my head that this is like the place to train for professional running. It's your only option, basically.
Right.
I showed up and I was like, oh, I never felt that like warm, like welcome, like my home feeling that I had felt my whole life in Arkansas and all the places I lived there.
Yep.
And in Alamosa, it was just a completely different feeling. But even coming back to Alamosa, it's just a college there. So I wanted people, part of the thing was like, I was just always alone in everything I was doing.
Yeah.
Including like travel to meets and.
Yeah. Showing up to a meet by yourself.
Yeah. And like training all the time. So I think coming to like Boulder is like the perfect medium for me because it allows me to have people to train with when I want. It allows me to have people to like.
You want.
Yeah. Travel with sometimes to meet, like have this community outside of like practice.
What boxes were you looking to like, things that you were looking to check or things that you were like looking to fill gaps that you felt like, all right, this feels like the right fit?
As last year was ending, like my last season, obviously, like not like the whole like last year, but in August at USA's and stuff, I knew I was in a really bad spot. Like I was like kind of starting to like struggle again with some mental health problems. Yeah. That was like becoming pretty apparent for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I was super lonely. I was tired of remote coaching. I was tired of not having training partners. I was starting to dislike workouts and practice. I had super bad workout anxiety. I didn't like the place I lived. I was just like always just up in the air. So when it came to checking boxes, it was like I basically
you weren't
getting
any of your boxes checked.
I wanted to basically start from scratch, and I just like quit everything I was doing. Got my college coach back.
So in-person coaching.
I was like got back with my college coach. I left Flag, went back to Alamosa where I was home. Yeah. And then I have the team in Alamosa, and like I get to be a volunteer assistant coach with them, which gives me a little bit of purpose outside of my own running career.
Yep. And you have access to facilities and all that kind of stuff.
Facilities are great. I have indoor, I have weights, I have whatever I need. Yep. Training is way less complicated. I show up to practice at the same time my team does and do my thing. But then I wanted community outside. Like I wanted people who are doing the same thing as me. Yeah. So that's where Meridia came in. Right. It was like, I want the sense of community. Just to bounce ideas off of, just to have fun with, hang out with. When the team leaves Alamosa after nationals in May, like have people to train with then. Have people like Alamosa is a small town. When I want to pop up to Boulder and do something fun and hang out for a week, it's like I have that. For the group, I'd say I'm most excited about the potential the group has, and like the precedent it kind of sets is like we can do things like a different way. Like we don't have to follow this system that's currently set up with all of these groups and brands of like you join this brand and you get coached by this coach and you join this group, but like if that doesn't work for you, then what do you do? And I think that it's kind of cool to have a group that's like led by athletes, and it's like ever changing and evolving to like what we want it to be and what we need out of something.
Oh, and I really appreciate too that you're coming to this with that mindset of like you wanting to build together. Yeah. Like, you know, not just saying like, oh, I'll come like do this and sit back and like let it happen, whatever, and like in front of me. You're
so
like
cool. Like
so
everyone
active.
on the group right now, we just like like even like with Annie and stuff, you know, we're all just bouncing ideas of like what we want and like what we like wish we could have, and maybe not everything happens immediately. It's just like something that's so collaborative, and we're all just trying to get the most out of ourselves and our running and our lives, and kind of just show people that there's another way you can do this and be successful. And like if that way that's currently set up makes you happy, that's great, but it's not going to be for everyone.
And it does work for a lot of people.
Running's not one size fits, so it's like,
exactly.
We all run differently, we all need different things, so there should be more than one system set up.
Well, thank you so much for
water?
sharing with us. Oh, sorry, bonk. Thank you for that. I think that is gonna be really helpful to a bunch of people. So it's very cool to be able to talk to you about it.
Yay!